All right, he is the former undisputed UFC lightweight champion, Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira, certainly going to be in the UFC Hall of Fame as the company's most decorated finisher of all time, and no surprise, Charlie Olives has prioritized a finish in this matchup here tonight.
He always does, and I think it's that kill or be killed mentality that made him so fun. You always knew, man, at some point he's going to get hurt and he's not going to get up. But during that time that he did, he was so fun. From Justin Gaethje hurting him on multiple occasions, to Michael Chandler, to everyone else kind of putting him down, to him lifting himself up and getting the victory. Tonight he will have to do that again. But he needs to be a little safer. I think if Charles Oliveira was a little smarter in the octagon, he could add some years to his fight career. Let's see if tonight we see a pivot in the approach from Do Bronx.
Well, he's got to be a judge's dream. Went the distance with Tony Ferguson in 2020, but that was his first decision fight since 2014. Kill or be kill. We'll see how it goes for Charles Oliveira tonight. All right, so Islam Makhachev getting back on the proving ground here tonight, putting his undisputed UFC lightweight championship on the line. So much to love about this man's mixed martial arts acumen, his fight IQ, and you got to think it's going to take the very best out of his opponent to wrest the belt away tonight.
Anyone that hopes to beat Makhachev has to be on their game. Your wrestling's got to be on point. Your striking's got to be on point. But more than anything, you have to have a steel mind. You cannot break in front of Makhachev because he will then drown you. This guy is a champion for a reason. And as you have seen time and time again, Hasbullah joins the Dagestanis in the octagon.
Perhaps that's an X factor tonight. The great Hasbullah in the corner of Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev ready to make a statement here tonight. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight championship fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC lightweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev.
All right, Herb Dean, our referee for this one, just about to get underway. All right, Islam Makhachev, the UFC lightweight champion, putting the belt on the line tonight against the former King Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira. They met for the first time at UFC 280. That was back in 2022. And Do Bronx looking for a different result here tonight.
You know, John, that was the first time we saw Charles Oliveira over the course of that long run. Oh, he's stuck in the guillotine.
Oh, somehow, some way he got out.
These guys are back and forth, and the submission defense wins this transition.
Can't get it. Good awareness by the defensive fighter. A lot of top pressure being applied here. And busy as he looks to improve position here. Gonna try to take his opponents back here, and he does. Fighter trying to pass here, ooh, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do. This is a terrible position. Nice shots landing from the top position.
All right, he's got the hooks in, DC, working off of his back.
Now look for him to attack the neck of his opponent to try to get the rear choke. In the half guard.
Makhachev's back in full mount.
He's got to be careful here.
Oh, he's going for a choke here. This could be tough. Oh, that Darce choke is tight. Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Oliveira getting absolutely worked here from the top. Let's see if there's an uptick in his urgency here as he tries to get back up. Well, sometimes our stat guys are stingy with the submission attempt numbers. There have been a lot of them here. Submission defense has held up every step of the way.
Yeah, he's a great grappler, and he's really, really good defensively because he is so aware of all situations when he's on the ground. He has done an amazing job staying out of those submissions.
Huge elbow! Oh, this could be over soon. Well, not good body language from his opponent here, DC. He's curled up.
No, he's exhausted. He's been beaten.
Not there yet, but might get the submission here shortly. 20 seconds left.
Good work. Stand it up. Good work.
Postures up and lands a brutal strike to the head.
Stop.
Take a seat. Deep breath. Breathe. All right, you with me? Good. All right, your takedowns will break down.
All right, let's get you some pictures from that previous round, DC. A lot of good work with the ground and pound strike.
Yeah, he was able to control posture, get himself postured up, land big ground and pound as he ended the round. What a great finish to a fantastic round.
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, let's get to round two. Early right hand gets through for Dubronx. All right, different round, but same approach out of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. I'm not sure if there is an injury, but his ground game is so strong, he hasn't made any effort to take the fight.
I don't understand when you possess that skill, when you're so good on the ground, he's so strong in positions, he does such a great job of finding
Oh, huge strike lands there, DC.
He landed that massive shot. Now he needs to try to find the next shot, a follow-up shot that will finish the fight. Nice pass.
Oh, he's got him in a crucifix now, DC. We've seen you go to this a couple times, no?
This is one of my favorite techniques. I got Volkan Ozdemir here, and I just landed punch after punch after punch. They didn't have to be hard, but if you can land 30, 40 strikes in a row, the referee will have no choice but to finish the fight.
Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
Oh, lands with the ground and pound strike. Oh, and another punch on the ground gets through. May need some defense here.
It looks like some swelling is forming after that ground and pound strike lands. You can't take all those unanswered strikes. They don't have to be that damaging.
Yeah.
You just gotta move.
Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Islam Makhachev. Oh, that looks tight to me. It's locked in.
How in the world did he escape that submission?
You need to work. I'll stand this up. Let's work.
Beautiful transition.
All right, side control now, DC. You know he's in his element on the ground. A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot of tricks.
All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Oliveira's back in side control here.
Oh, good defense, yes.
Well, no surprise to see him rinse and repeat as he continues to target that swelling upstairs.
Targeting that swollen eye, getting back after him, making him work, and recognizing like, hey, this is my path. It's working, I'm gonna stay on it.
Postures up now and lands a devastating strike to the head. Oliveira's looking to pass out of the half guard and attain side control here, but unable to do so. All right, so the round is over, and this fighter's eye is swollen shut. Well, not quite, but it's getting worse at this point in time, and it's certainly something that bears watching the cut man in there quickly. He has applied the end swell, but I'm not sure this fighter's going to be able to answer the bell here for this next round. All right, so back to the stools we go. They say defense wins championships, and he has not defended well tonight.
He isn't trying, or at least it doesn't seem like he's trying. He has got to move his head. He's trying to react when the punch is already coming, and that's not working. If he takes many more of these shots, this fight is going to be stopped due to the swelling.
Round 3 of a possible 5. Shot to the body connects there. He hasn't really thrown too many body strikes in this fight, but now, as this fight goes on, he is not discriminating, working the body, and those shots are going to count.
Take it for a ride. Nice double leg, nice finish. This is tight.
Oh, countering, it looks like with a Von Flue choke, or maybe we should call it those.
Great submission defense on full display by the opponent. A lot of good movement.
Makhachev's in half guard. Oh, big shots from the top. Oh, and there's another ground strike for good measure. Side control now. Oliveira's right back to the full mount here.
Look at that. Recognize he's about to lose position. He's got to start to get to the get-up process. Because everybody talks like you just get up, you don't. It's a process, right? You get to the underhook, you build to the elbow, then you start to gain height to get back to your feet. It's tight. Great job maintaining position over submission. Very smart. Great fight IQ.
Drops down inside the now closed guard of his opponent.
Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
Continues to apply pressure here in half guard. Lands with the ground and pound here. Another ground and pound strike lands. Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. All right, so now blood is a factor. You see that he has been opened up in that eye area.
Yeah, he's got hit in the eye, and now there's a cut. But it's nothing to worry about too much now. But he's got to be very careful with it as we go forward.
All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Well, now you see some visible damage on the side underneath the elbow. He told us he was going to invest in the body, and he hasn't missed a whole lot tonight.
You didn't expect him to do it this effectively. He's done a fantastic job of following the game plan.
Well, he's on his back, but he's moving his head on the ground pretty well defensively. Continuing to stay busy here on the ground.
Brutalizing them with the ground and pound. This fight is close to being done.
All right, dominant position here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound.
He can attack submission, but those submissions will present themselves once he is landing that brutal ground and pound he is known for. Because then his opponent will start to get a little bit desperate to get out from under him, which will then in turn leave arms dangling, or he'll turn to his knees and get choked out.
All right, back to the stool, and he is officially swole, and I'm not talking about muscles. He is swollen up top.
I mean, he looks bad. It's because he was too stationary. He was on the receiving end of too many big shots. He was beat up. He was battered. He was bruised. And look at all the swelling. It shows that he has taken far too many.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Fourth round now. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, fourth round is now underway as we get to the championship. Right over the top, right to the target. Let's see if his opponent can survive.
I cannot believe he is still standing after taking that punch.
Trying to guard pass here, not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transitions.
All right, DC, half guard position here. You've done a lot of good work in this spot in your career.
Oh, man, I love this position. And you see this fighter today loves it, too. It is the most secure position in fighting. You get an underhook on one side, you keep a half guard on the other, and then you just go to work. It's the safest position, especially for a wrestler.
Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the mat?
Oliveira's in half guard now. That is how you reverse position on the ground. Beautifully done by him there.
Now he's going full mount.
Under 3 minutes to go in round 4. Nice movement to avoid some of those strikes from the top. Oliveira's eye does not look real good right now. It actually is starting to swell shut, so that will be something that bears watching as this fight continues. All right, he's in a half-guard position here, DC, and in a good spot to dole out a lot of damage, I would think.
A lot of damage can be done from the half guard. You sit back on that leg, you press down into your opponent, you drop elbows, you drop punches. What is very key is you controlling the underhook on the far side. If you give up that underhook, your opponent can use the half guard to build up to an elbow, sweep, or just chase down a single leg.
Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an Oliveira's going for the sub here. Oh, compromising spot here. Triangle choke is locked in.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
Oliveira's eye is essentially swollen shut at this point in time. I'm not so sure they're not going to step in, Gangle, and stop this fight right now. Hard to be a one-eyed fighter in a mixed martial arts set.
Great ground and pound by this man.
Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through.
Nice transition.
Oliveira's looking to pass out of the half guard here and get that side control, but he is denied by the opposition. 15 seconds. Oliveira's back to the side control now.
Great submission defense on display tonight.
20 minutes in the can, 5 to go. All right, mercifully, that is it for the round, and Oliveira's eye is really in rough shape at this point in time. Completely swollen shut. We'll see if the cut man can do anything about it, but I would not be surprised to see the doctor stop the fight here between rounds. Well, if you're the replay guy, a lot to like in that previous round. A lot of damage being inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the swelling now, John. He wasn't doing what he needed to do to move his head, and he's paying for it. You cannot allow for an elite-level mixed martial artist to connect at that rate and think that you will not be wearing the damage. He's wearing it now. I'm interested to see what changes he makes to give himself an opportunity.
Doubled up on the jab there. Nicely done by makhachev.
Well, he blocked that punch.
So at long last, he finally lands his first takedown after several failed attempts. You knew coming in that he was going to stay committed to the takedown, kept on trying, and finally got him to the ground. All right, trying to pass here, as Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard. That was a slick transition. Yep, got to be very careful there.
All right, great position for him here. He's got the full mount. See if he can get that ground and pound going.
Oh, he's got to get it going, but he can't rush. A lot of times, guys get in the full mount and they rush, they get nervous. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm winning. Reality is, you're winning, but it can change in a matter of seconds because then they can be gone. He's got to drop his hips, be really heavy at the opponent's base, and then just start to work. Make the opponent give his back so that he can try to get his chokes off or find great ground and pound, but very patient ground and pound from such a dominant position.
Makhachev's in half guard. Grounded him and pounded him. Nice job. Oliveira's back in full mount. Man, he's killing it on the ground. Another strike gets through.
He's in a dominant position. Look at him attacking the wrist.
Oh, he's got the Kimura position locked in now. You gotta be kidding me. How did he get out?
He just stayed calm. Was able to withstand the fire. Now he finds himself out and safe. That Darce is tight.
Good job by the champ there. Sliding back out.
Big ground and pound.
Oliveira's in half guard.
Massive shot from the top.
Now drops inside that closed guard, Dees. Oliveira's trying to get a triangle here. Oh, good technique there. He's got the triangle choke locked in. So just when it looked like he might get submitted, he slams his opponent down with authority as the tide turns here. The official decision is in. It resides with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 50-45, 49-46, and 50-45. For the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, makhachev.
All right, so there he is, the still UFC lightweight champion of the world. A lot of steam here during fight week that maybe there were a few things that could plague him tonight. Looked as good as ever for my money.
He looked as good as he's ever looked inside the octagon.